Hello, this is Kian from CryptoRules. Really happy to have you here with me today on the 12th of August. I've got some quite interesting news for you today. Unfortunately, the protests in Hong Kong are still in full furor. I hope they pull through. All my respect goes to those that are fighting for their rights, fighting for democracy, and I hope it doesn't take too long for the government to realize that democracy is the way to go to abolish the extradition laws that they're trying to pass. Furthermore, as the tension amplifies, the US stock market is tumbling, gold is rising, and Bitcoin is still stuck at around 11,350 US dollars. So, quick recap: the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped around 150 points. Nasdaq and S&P is also 500 points down. Goldman Sachs lowers their economic growth estimate. Airports shut down after thousands of protesters in Hong Kong are demanding for more democracy, demanding that the extradition laws are not put through. The demand for gold as a safe haven has its prices surging, as well as silver, and the Bitcoin price is still trading at around 11,350 US dollars. Not much happening on that front, there's very low volume. So, the escalating war dispute between the US and China has that it could tip the US and world economy into a recession. So, I've been expecting a recession to happen for a while, but I think even more factors are showing that this is going to be happening in the next 1 or 2 years. So it's pretty dramatic. So if we look at the U.S. stock index futures, they dropped on Monday. Goldman Sachs has also lowered its economic growth estimate for the fourth quarter by 0.2% to 1.8%. So Goldman said the trade war will negatively affect the US economy more than originally thought, and expects the planned US tariffs on another 300 billion US dollar Chinese imports to go into effect next month. Not very good indeed. So JP Morgan's head of global equity strategy, Mislav Matjeka, said it's too early to expect an US recession. Losses accelerated after Hong Kong International Airport cancelled all flights for the remainder of the day. So, as you can see, if there's a correlation between the airport shutting down and the US stock futures sinking, it's difficult to say, but it definitely happened, correlation or not. So, as you can see here, these stock futures had a massive drop in price. So the Chinese authorities on Hong Kong protest, the first signs of terror. The increasingly violent protests happening since June took a drastic turn today when thousands of anti-government protesters in Hong Kong thronged at the city's international airport. However, I've seen videos and it looks like the violence is also coming a lot from the police forces there that are fighting against the protesters. I think all in all, the protesters are doing a good job to protest in a more in a non-violent way. So yeah, not too happy about the way that the police force is going along with this violence towards the protesters. So here's some more information about the airport being completely taken over and all flights cancelled. Now, futures on the Dow Jones Industry Average dropped around 150 points, and the bears are alive and kicking. We think the failed breakout last week for this S&P 500 confirms we are still in a cyclical bear market, which is going to continue for a while. Now, talking about gold, it looks like investors are looking for a bit more of a hedge against the falling stock market, falling ETFs, and they're looking for a hedge to escape this bear cycle, and that's probably why gold and silver and other commodities have been rising. Now the gold prices climbed higher as a safe haven demand for the yellow metal rises amidst the escalating protests, and the rebound in stock markets is weak, and there's still room for gold to go up And then talking about Bitcoin is still at 11,350 US dollars, while trading volume is around 600 million US dollars as per Messari, so it's still pretty low. So initially, when the protest broke out, Bitcoin traded at a premium in mid-June in Hong Kong, and now today BTC USD is at around 11,520 US dollars in Hong Kong at a premium. So maybe protesters are also trying to look for a safe haven and going into the cryptocurrency space. Not sure about that. Not sure about if accounts are being closed, protesters' accounts. It's not very clear if that's happening. So that was it for the news. Talking about this trade market, what's happening in Hong Kong, and as a closing thought, I just like to my thoughts go out to all the protesters that are fighting for their rights, and good luck, and hopefully it doesn't take too long for the government to step back and go in a direction that allows for more democracy and a stance that's more independent from the Chinese ruling. So let's see how this develops, and if you've got any questions, comments, don't hesitate to leave them down in the comments below. I'll gladly answer them for you, and we can maybe talk about this topic. Apart from that, I just wish you a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.